Hello, I'm Travis Fig, and this is How Do You Figure, the show about whatever I want. Today, I want to talk about gerrymandering. If you've been conscious in the United States for the last 10 years, you've probably heard about gerrymandering. Often, in discussions of gerrymandering, you'll see pictures of weirdly shaped districts, which suggests that the problem has something to do with the shape of the district. And that's not quite right. Okay, what is gerrymandering? Well, gerrymandering is when a political party draws electoral districts in a way that gives it an advantage. Suppose we have a state with 6 districts. 50% of the people are likely to vote Yellow Party, and 50% are likely to vote Purple Party. Suppose the Purple Party draws the districts. They draw 2 districts so that the majority of Yellow Party voters are in those 2 districts. This is called packing. They draw the remaining 4 districts so that the remaining Yellow Party voters are divided evenly among them. This is called cracking. The result is that the Yellow Party almost certainly wins 2 districts, and the Purple Party almost certainly wins the other 4. That means that even if we get about a 50-50% split between Yellow Party and Purple Party voters, the Purple Party gets more representatives. And that's unfair. The problem here is not so much with the shape, but how it gives rise to an unfair advantage for one of the political parties. We can see this because we can imagine dividing a state into 6 squares and still getting an unfair result, depending on where people live geographically. Some states have proposed bipartisan or nonpartisan districting commissions to draw the district maps as opposed to political parties. And that's a good idea. But what guidelines should they follow in drawing these district boundaries? I'm going to discuss a few proposals. Now, it's important to say that very rarely does a political problem have a perfect solution. Usually all solutions have some downsides. Our question is often, which proposal is best out of all those available, not which one is perfect. Okay, here are some proposals. First, we can make it so that each district has roughly the same proportion of party voters as in the state as a whole. But that means that if one party has even a small majority in the state as a whole, they are likely to win 100% of districts, and that's obviously unfair. Another proposal is to draw boundaries around pre-existing communities. This could still give one party an unfair advantage. Perhaps 2 pre-existing communities have a majority of Yellow Party voters, and the other 4 have a majority of Purple Party voters, even though, on the whole, Yellow Party voters and Purple Party voters come out about the same amount. Another proposal is to make each district as close to an even split between Purple Party voters and Yellow Party voters as possible. This has the advantage that it makes each district competitive. This incentivizes people to vote because they know their votes are likely to count. They're much more likely to make the difference. And because of that, it incentivizes the parties to care about those districts, because they know they could lose. The disadvantage is that this isn't possible if one party has a majority of voters, even a small majority. Another proposal is to make as many districts as possible in even splits and have a very small number of safe districts for each party. An advantage is that most districts will be competitive. But this could still give one party an unfair advantage, although probably less than we have now. Another proposal will be to switch to a proportional voting system. Right now we have a winner-take-all voting system. That means that the party that gets the most votes in a district wins that district. In a proportional voting system, the number of representatives for each party is based on the proportion of votes for that party. Some advantages are that you get the same proportion of representatives for a party as people vote. And it also gives third-party representatives a better chance of being elected. It also has some potential disadvantages. Right now, you vote for your district's representative. On the alternative, you'd probably be voting for the representatives of the whole state. That could mean that your district wouldn't get a particular representative. Or you'd have to have some way of assigning representatives to each district. But how would you do that? What procedure would you use? It's not clear. There's some unanswered questions here. Or you could have multiple representatives per district. This would increase the size of government. Maybe that's okay, but some people won't like that. Now, I'm not endorsing any of these proposals, but it's important to discuss different ideas for making our political system more fair.